Good morning, everyone. My name is Laura Stranks and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Thanks for joining me today. If it's your first time watching, I'd love you to subscribe, and I hope you like what I'm going to do for you today. I've lots of other videos in there for you to watch if you do subscribe to my channel. It's called Creative Gems. If you hit the subscribe button, and also in there you'll see a little bell come up if you wish to be notified when I do my videos, which is every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Just hit that little bell and you'll be notified. I have a Facebook page called Cards by Laura. There's lots of little cards and projects in there that you can have a look at. There's no tutorials in that one, but just a display of cards. I've also got a Facebook group, a large Facebook group. It's called Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials. Now, all the videos, not the videos, the PDFs and the tutorials are for all of the projects I do on my YouTube in that Tips and Tutorials page under the Files tab. I also do a live video every Saturday morning, and the tutorials go in the Files tab as well. And the videos, if you haven't got time to watch them or you're not available at that time on a Saturday, it's usually at 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, then you can go back and watch the replay. It'll be pinned to the featured tab. So there's lots of good projects there to watch. The ones I do on a Saturday, it's called Craft Along with Me, and we do cards, relatively simple fold cards that you can craft along with. I give the measurements earlier in the week for everyone to prep their pieces, and then they craft along. Anyway, we will get on to today's project. It's going to be this cute little picnic basket. We did these at a craft retreat I did back in May. We did 10 projects altogether. The video I did last week on my Creative Gems, it was also one that we did at my retreat. I'm going through some of them I've done before, so I'm not going to repeat those, but a lot of these are new, and the girls, or a lot of the people in my big group, Tips and Tutorials group, wanting to see a video of the projects that we did at the retreat. So I'm doing them one by one each week. This one here, it's a little picnic basket. I decided to use the lemons. I thought it was a cute idea for if the farmers are out picking lemons. It's a cute little box. You wouldn't fit too many lemons in it, but it's good for chocolates or a little gift box for someone. I haven't put any sort of greeting on it, just a little bow here to decorate the front. Now we shall get started, and as you will see, it's in two pieces. I have prepped everything for the box already. I have already assembled one side of the box, so all you need to do is replicate that as I go, and this will be the other side. Then we'll join the two together and put the handle over. So I'll just explain one box and you'll do the other one exactly the same and join them. It's not difficult to do if you just want to follow along. We shall put that aside for a minute. I haven't typed up everything this morning. I've just got little, because there's not that many pieces. I've just put sticker notes on all my pieces. We'll go through and get all those off first. So to start with, and this box that I'm doing today, I'll show you the second half of it in a minute. It's totally different to that one. I decided to use different paper and a lot of decoration on it. So your base piece will be 11¼ inches by 7 inches, and you'll need 2. I've only got one left here because I've already done one box. So everything's 2 of what you need, or sometimes 4 of or 6 of, but half of them will be one box and half will be the other. Now, your DSP, there's no mats on these. I don't think it needs mats. Our front little mats here, the scalloped ones, no, they're the side ones, the front 4 of those. These are the side ones here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's also the two front ones underneath the flap here. So they're all the same size. There's 6 of those, so you'll be 3 on one side and 3 on the other. They measure 2 3/4 by 1 3/4. That's those. The 2 top ones here, you'll need 2 of 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. I've got one left for my second box. And the front flaps here, you do need one underneath as well as on top, because there's a little magnet clip goes under there. So, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. You could use Velcros under there, but I find unless you pull the Velcros right down close to where it is, it tears. So it's up to you, but I do use magnets for mine. I get them at a few different places. So your front pieces, and I've already scalloped them, they measure 2 3/4 by 1 inch, and there's 2 left of those because one's front and one's underneath. So 4 of altogether for your box. And then these 2 here are the where am I? Oh, they're part of the other one. So it's 6 of, oh no, they're the front here. I've lost which ones these belong to. Top 2 of, I've got those. Box bases, sides. Oh, they're the sides. There was 6, so there's 3 left there. It's all right, we've already done those. There's 3 left for the that's these sides around here. There'll be none in the ends of the boxes. I'll just show you what I'm doing for the second box. I think it's really, really cute. I'm not putting any greetings or anything on it. I have got a bow to put on the handle, but I've decorated with, and I'll show you the pieces. It's out of 2 different sets. Country Flowers, I use this one here and this one here, and then I coloured them with my blends, and I use this little one here for the front because it's such a small strip. I didn't put anything under there because most of it would get covered, and then I just coloured all of those. And as you can see, the back part is blank because that's where the 2 will join together. So that's my little box. What else did I have to mention? Oh, my blends, I used all of, well, not, I didn't use the peach pie or the shy shamrock. I used Pretty in Pink, Petunia Pop and Summer Splash to colour all my flowers, lights and darks, a bit of each. They're my Stampin' Blends in there. That's how I do those. I haven't bought the peach pie ones yet. I'll get those in my next order. I'm not a fussy, not fussed on peachy colours or orangey colours, but that's just me. The handle, which I've already stuck together, it measures 11.5 by 1 inch, and the DSP on the handle, which is this piece here, it's 11.5, same length, and it's 3/4 of an inch. So I stuck those 2 together, and I'll show you how to curl that in a minute. I've got all my pieces there, and I've got some ribbon I'm going to put on. The little punch, I bought this little punch because Stampin' Up! Don't have a current corner rounder, and I've used this one here. I got this off eBay, and it's really strong, really sharp, and yes, an excellent punch. And you can handheld it. It's not big like Stampin' Up! Did have one a while ago that was quite big. You had to put it on the desk to punch. This one here you can hold in your hand. So that's the one. We do have to still curve the ends of these pieces on the end here. So I think that's all the bits I have to show you. The DSP, where did I put the DSP? Over here is, and very rarely I use wood grain DSP. I usually buy a pack and it sits there and doesn't get used. But as you can see, I've done so much with this one. I did a lot of birdhouse creations, and it's called Country Woods. It's a 12 by 12 DSP, and that's the one I'm using today. I have ordered another pack because this pack is sort of getting a little bit low on some of the designs in it. So that's the DSP, and I'll show you something else after when we get going. Right, our main piece, and you'll need either your scoring plate or your trimmer. I usually use my trimmer for scoring. Very rarely I use my scoring plate. unless it's a lot of scoring, and then it's quicker. So on the long side we're going to start, and we're going to score at this. This measures 11 1/4 by 7 inches. I'm going to score, I'll put my cutter out of the road, 2 inches. I'll just pop that up there for a minute. 5 inches. 7 inches. That one there. And 10 inches. Right over to the end. Then we'll go to the short side, and it doesn't matter which way you turn it. And we're going to score at 2 inches that way and 5 inches. The girls thought this was quite cute, the box. A couple of them missed the magnets when they should have, but it got done in the end. I'll just put my trimmer out of the road. So we'll fold and burnish all of those to start with, because it makes it easier to see where you want to cut. We're just going to do a little bit of cutting. Make sure your edges are nicely lined up. And I'll show you which end is which. It's quite obvious once you start cutting. That's that way, and we'll fold this way as well. So that's all of those. Now this smaller end here is the front of your box. So, and we want to get rid of all of this section here, because this is just the front flap, which is that, or the top of the front there, and then that little piece goes down there. So we still need all of that. So I'll just get my snips. And you can do this one of two ways. You can go and cut all along these. I prefer to just remove this piece first. So we'll go up there and remove that entire 2 sections. So there's a small triangle at the front and a larger triangle next. And you can take out that complete section. I did case this a long time ago, this box, from someone, and I don't even remember where I got it from now. It was a few years ago, and I thought that's a nice one for our retreat, which was a few weeks ago now. But thank you to, if I haven't mentioned your name, because I can't remember who I got it from. So that's that there removed. We're going to notch. We're going to corner round that. Then you can go ahead and cut these 2 here, like up that one. We'll do the notching in a minute. I'll just keep this in some sort of order. Up that one there. Turn it around and do the same on the other side. Once you prep all your pieces, well, that's the same with any project. Once you get all your pieces done, it's quite simple to do the assembly. So now I'm going to notch these 2 smaller squares, not this centre one, because that will be showing on the outside of my box. That's I'll show you from the new one. So this is the outside of the box here, so you don't really need to notch that. Put that one over there. We'll just notch these tabs just in a tiny bit so that they sit nice and flat inside. I'll just get my little dish out. I'll put my scraps in. And notch both sides of that. And the other one on this end. Just not the one in the middle. And we'll do it on both sides. And I'm going to use tear and tape to assemble this box, because with any 3D projects or boxes, I always use tear and tape to assemble, because it's much stronger to hold it together. And this one here, the last one, takes a little while to put it all on, but it's worth it in the end for your box to stay together. I very rarely use liquid glue on it. So that's all of that cutting done. Now, there will be pictures on my PDF of this cutout layout and where all the DSP goes. So the PDF is quite long. It's a couple of pages long, so you know where to cut. Now, my punch, wherever I put it, just here, I've used this, that one there, R7mm. And we're just going to punch the ends of these. This is the more predominant point. Although that one is there, but I did use, or maybe I use this one, R7. Forgotten which one I use now. I just push it straight in. I can hold it up like so, nice and quick. Make sure it's all the way in. Any punch, you need it all the way in so it will cut, and nice and straight, so it cuts straight. So that's that piece there. We can put now there's an order that you need to do these. We'll put the tear and tape on here first so you can get the gist of where it goes, and it'll be just on these tabs. And I'm going to put 3 strips across, so bear with me while I do all this. Won't take too long. Actually, I'll show you my other little tip with my glue top. I just get the top of my liquid glue. I'm right-handed, so the tape will be in my right hand. This is a lot quicker than getting scissors up and down. And just use that as a guide. Push it across and pull it fairly firmly so that it breaks the tape for you. Much quicker than I've done that for a while. If you've only got a couple of pieces, I don't like just freehand tearing it. I know you can use your fingernail, whatever, but I always find it either tears the cardstock or it ends up crooked, and I like it a little bit straight. So for me, it's not tear and tape, it's cut and tape, or Tombow lid and tape. So that's all of the ones you need the tape on. And then I do go with my bone folder over the top of all of those, so it seals it down nicely, and when you pick the backing off, it's not going to lift your sticky piece as well. So that's all your tear and tape. Then I suggest you lay out your other pieces. So this one here, there's 2 of. I'm going to put the front one on here, but the one on the back, I've got to wait until I put the magnet on before I put the back on. But you can do the front one. Then the lid is this one here, 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and I've got to watch which way the grain goes. So that one's going there, and then the sides are these 3. 1 2 3. So we've got one on each side here. I think I'm about to sneeze. Maybe not. And then the other one is here. This will be the back of the box where you join together. This one will go here, but I'm not putting that one on yet until I put the magnet, because it doesn't have the magnet inside, it has it on the front here. So we won't do that one. We'll do that one last. And this one will go on after that as well. And I'm just going to use my liquid glue for these, so it's nice and quick. I should get out I'll get my silicone mat out. Excuse if I've, oops, turned the light off. So we'll flip that around. One on the outside of this piece here after you've corner rounded your edges. This top one can go on. You don't need to do as much decoration as I had. It depends on what paper you use. You might just like to use the paper as your feature. I thought this was quite plain paper, but it lent itself nicely with that those stamp sets and dies. This one will be over this side. I suggest you stick all these panels on first because it's much easier to assemble when all your bits, to put these bits, they're easier to put on before you assemble it while it's flat. So go ahead and put the pieces on that you need, all the ones that you can put on before you, most of them you can. So that's all of those. Now, as you can see, when you pull this up, it will come up like so. Those ones with the tear and tape on will come inwards, and those will come up, and this will come over like so, and that's your box. So what I'm going to do this back one first because I want to make sure my magnet is not right on the edge. If it's too close to the edge, you can't seal around it. Now I've got two. These are about 9mm or 8 or 9mm wide and 1mm. The width doesn't matter this way, but the thickness of them, 1mm is plenty big enough. If you get any thicker than that, they leave a big bubbly lump. Now I put them on with my glue dots. These are quite large, so I can put 2 on the back. Just make sure you've got a negative and a positive to put together. I'm going to put 2 on the back of there. And then I'm going to put that in the center there, like so. And then if you fold this over, we can put another 2 glue dots on the back side of that, like so. This way you get it nicely lined up that they stick together. And then this will come over, so if you line it up, pull it down over the front of the box the way it's going to sit. Make sure it's nice and level on the sides and push that down where the glue dot's holding that back one. We can pull all that out so we can get into it. So that will sit like so, nice and straight. And then that is exactly lined up where it should be. So then I'm going to put tear and tape over the back of these just to secure it a little bit more. And I'll find my tear and tape. I'm just going to put 1 strip across it and out a little bit from the sides just so it holds it in nice and securely. I'll take the back off that once I put the paper on, or about to put the paper on. Same with this one. A strip of tear and tape across it. You don't see that, so it won't matter what it looks like. So this piece will come in on here. We can take the back off that. And I'm just going to put some liquid glue on this to seal it around. Make sure you've got enough around the edges that it will seal, because the magnet does sit up a tiny bit. It's not too bad, but you want to be able to make sure it's sealed down in under that. So we'll put that down and just give it a press around the edges, because that's a narrower piece. You need to seal it in there. Just give it a second to grab. I think that's nice and secure in there. And then this one here will be the same. We can take the back off that. And we shall put this piece on with some liquid glue. I'm making sure there's enough glue around the edges that it's going to seal the edges, especially when there's that magnet underneath. So that one will sit in there. We've got it the right way. hold it down for a second till it seals that in. But the tear and tape in there, it's holding it as well. So that's all your pieces, and that's going to hold that. So we can push this all together now. Get that out of the road. I'm just going to do one side at a time. Or two corners at a time. And this will fold in under here, making sure that that edge there is lined up with the score line at the bottom. Making sure that's nice and even there, and the same on this side. Fold it in, line it up. Making sure that's nice and even along there. So that's that side. Take those off. I don't take them all off at once because more than not it would end up sticking down somewhere where it shouldn't. So if you've got both sides off, it's might not work. So we'll put that one in there, and this one will tuck in under there, and that down there. And that's our other box. And it clips nicely shut at the front. Why isn't that clipping? Yes, it is. It's just sticking up a little bit because the glue's warped that a little bit. So these two are going to stick together like that, and I'm going to put them together with tear and tape. So what I did, which I could have put the tear and tape on while it was flat, but we didn't, so it doesn't matter. But I'm going to put 3 strips on one. Some scissors. This way it will definitely hold together. Your handle will hold it as well once you get the handle on the sides. I don't think it's going to come apart. And then this other one I'm going to put 2 strips on. That's still sticking up a little bit. It'll flatten down shortly. I'm going to put 2, and I'm going to put them alternate to the ones on the other side so that it's sort of all over covered with tear and tape. You could put some liquid glue as well, but I think these 5 pieces will be enough. If you're doing it, I would suggest you put these on as well while you've got it flat. It's no big deal if you don't. Just make sure I've got them the right way, like so. Before I stick them together, I'm going to put the decorations on. I've got all of these cut again, and I'll show you. I watched Patty Bennett with a thing the other day, a video, and she used, which I forgot I even had, or I didn't forget, but these are my foam adhesive sheets. They're one big, it's like a dimensional, but it's I think they're a fraction thicker than dimensionals. As you can see, they're just a smidge thicker, not much. But she used these because I had a lot of leftover cuts. These are where I keep my things, and I've got all these little bits that I had left over from different things over the years, and I thought I'm going to use up some of those bits. So I got all the small bits and I put them on the backs of these. It sits it up a little bit higher, but it's much neater than a whole pile of small ones. I'm going through lots of smaller ones. And the same with that, just little pieces of it, and the same with those. They're all, that one there, it's on the front, and because it's a different height, I left them all with that, the smaller dimensionals on that. So that's my little trick. If you want to, where am I going? This one on top. Yes, use those adhesive sheets, not adhesive sheets, foam foam adhesive sheets they are, just like a foam. They're like the dimensionals but in a big piece. So I'll try and get this even the way I had this one. But I'll be going like that, so I want this facing this way, and I shall put that, I might put it the other way so that they're sort of mirror imaged a little bit, but back the front. So that's that one. This one here's there's two of these on the sides. I had them all prepared so you didn't have to watch me cut and stick. Most of these little bits I had already cut. So this one here, it can only go one way, and I made sure I didn't have it sitting up above the edge of the box or below the bottom. So that's that one. And the same on this side. It just decorated it so pretty. I love flowers, so, and with the muted background it stood nicely for it. So that's those, and the little one on the front, just to take the plainness off the front. So if you've got the foam sheets, give them a go, especially on big pieces. I can't remember what Patty was using them on the other day, but they were amazing. She had bits cut, and she just had to use one piece and pull off one backing. There was hardly any backings to have to pull off as well. This one we want. So I'll leave this one the same way because you won't see it. They'll be end for end. And it's sat better that way. So that's all the decorations. Now we can peel these off. And this side. And then we've just got the handle to do. I was going to put little flowers across the top of the handle, but I thought that was a bit too much. So I did put a bow. I've got a bow tied just to... Now when you put this together, make sure you've got them the right way. And line them up pretty easy and just push them together. And they will go together nicely. Like so. Then the handle, wherever I put it, over here. All I did to curl it, I just ran it once. I've already done it. I'll go it again. Just get one end with your bone folder and just give it a pull like that, and it will curl your handle a little bit for you. That's already curled. Now here I put a strip of tear and tape on either side of this. Actually, we might, oh yes, I did do this way. This just covers the join on the sides. So I've got one bit either side of that. As you can see, I love my tear and tape. Another two on this side. There's another lady that comes to my classes. She uses the red tape, but I'm not as fussed with the red tape as this. The red's a bit too solid for me, and I find I struggle to get the backs off. I don't think I need any on the handle itself. I'll just stick it on with those two. If you feel you want extra strength, just put some liquid glue on the inside of the handle to stick it on. Now this is just going to go flush with the bottom of the box, the two boxes, to cover up that join and give it a good push down. Same with this side. I didn't press those down, it was a bit hard with it already stuck on. It's underneath that one. And the same with this side, just nice and evenly lined up to cover that. And there is my little box. Don't you just love that? Now I only did one bow. I don't want it on both sides because I'm going to just put one on the front here, right down low. You could put it up there, but I think that looks a bit funny up there. So I'll just put a couple of glue dots on the back of that, wherever I put them. Here, just about finished this roll. Get another one out soon. Another favourite is the glue dots. I'm going to put 2 on the back of that so it definitely holds. You could just tie this one here. I've tied the ribbon around it and tied a bow. This one here, I've just got the bow. I didn't worry about tying it right the way around. That will be the front of my box anyway. I won't worry about the embellishments. I didn't get any out, but I'm going to put a couple just on the top. Couple of little sparkly embellishments. And that is my box, my little picnic basket. All done. I hope you like that one. Give it a go. It's not difficult to do. This side is still not sitting as flat as I'd like, but we'll fiddle with that and get it right. Thank you for joining me again this week, and I shall see you all again next Monday morning at 9 a.m. Bye for now.